when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lion tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand. We did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning. This is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times.
And welcome, race fans, to another installment of the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series presented by Icon Apparel Company right here on your home for OP Racing Nerd TV for all your Wednesday night action. And we have got a banger for you tonight. Yes, that's right. I said a banger. Bumpy Daytona. Some drivers love it. Many drivers despise it. But it is a classic nonetheless. Weather for tonight, as you can tell, 72 degrees is the air temp. Track temp right now, 65. No humidity, partly cloudy. 4-mile-an-hour winds, so slower winds that have been known to help drivers and hinder drivers. But nonetheless, we are here tonight. My name is Dustin Logston. Jeremy Stanley will be joining us momentarily. But gonna be calling some amazing racing action. We got about 3 minutes before qualifying goes down. This is the official countdown to green. Yeah, you're going to have my lovely face all up on that because I'm usually not the one starting this off. So you can see that I am out of sorts here a little bit with everything. But, you know, it happens. That's because we've got an exciting one for you tonight. Second race of the round of 8 tonight. We will find out at the conclusion of tonight's race who will be your final four, your championship four, going into next week's championship race at Talladega Superspeedway. That is, again, right now on the right side of your screen. That is the points as they lay out. Logan York punched his ticket into the championship four last week with a win in stellar fashion, was able to grab it, punched his ticket, but every other driver, all 7 of the remaining drivers, still bidding to try to get above that red line. Right now, Crosby Jr., Kilday, and Butler hold that. Crosby is 19 points above that cut line in real good position right now. Kilday, 1 point behind him. The story, though, is that cut line. Right now, you have Butler and English and Warren all neck to neck to neck for that final transfer spot. Vicente Guerrero, 21 out, and Dave Hunt, who had struggles last week, 28 out. So it is going to be a very, very close one coming up to the end of tonight on who is going to maintain those. A good race can sit here and make or break somebody, just as a bad race can right now. 28 drivers are slotted, so depending on how some of these drivers finish, they could be knocked out. Even drivers like Kilday, who is 18 above, have that 18-point buffer. If he has a bad race, burns through his fastie, and has a lot of drivers finish ahead of him, can be knocked out. Last week's race, we already talked about it. Logan York took the win. Butler was second. Bergeron was third. Kilday fourth. And Crosby Jr. came back on a monstrous comeback to nab a top 5. Hunter Reynolds was your stage winner last week. And that is how Logan York was able to punch his ticket in to this round. It's going to be a fantastic one right now. Anthony English trying to get into another championship for fresh off of his Unlimited Series championship that he locked up last Saturday, just this past Saturday. So congratulations goes out to the 44 of Anthony English on a well-deserved championship. It was hard fought all the way to the end. It was an excellent battle. Had an excellent championship for that run. So looking to have a repeat, and right now, your 8 drivers, you have a Class Act solid stacked field for your 8 contenders right now going for your championship 4. Logan York locked himself in. We already talked about that. He was in the championship 4 this past Saturday as well. Not new territory. A lot of your other drivers, same thing. Not new territory for being in your championship 4. So the question is, as always, for the Jeff Crosby Jr. at Daytona, who will be the remaining 3 drivers? This race is brought to you by Jeff Crosby Jr. He did sponsor that. Thank you so much, Jeff. Wish you the best of luck as you are one of the 7 remaining drivers trying to make a bid for that championship. Pulled a lot of laps with Crosby Jr. He knows how to get it done. And one thing he does know how to do is qualify as well. But we are going to get my ugly mug off of the screen, and we are going to go on board with the 44 of Anthony English, who was your fastest driver in practice. Now, again, practice is qualifying. If I could actually hit the right button, that would be fantastic. Practice is with draft, but I can tell you what, guys, these drivers here, and I have yet to really, understand how to qualify as best is what they have. And I got to shout out Dan Parent as well. Says, you got this, Dustin. I appreciate it. My partner in crime will be here shortly, but we're going to have fun one way or the other. That's for sure. These boys are going to put on one hell of a show tonight, especially with everything on the line. Also to make note, this will be the last time this season you will see the trucks ran. So remember, their playoffs were broken down in 3 different stages. The first stage was 3 races with the Gen 4 for the championship 16, or the playoff 16. Then, for the start of the round of 8, it then went to 2 races with the trucks. This is the final race with the trucks. After tonight, you are going to go to your championship round, which will be the Xfinity cars at Talladega, my personal favorite track. And apparently, the only track that I can ever win at in OP is Talladega, because I've yet to get a win at Daytona. So this was one series I was hoping to make the championship rounds on, because it was going to end at Talladega. But instead of being in the cockpit, we're in the booth. So Anthony English, top of the charts right now to 51.2. We still got drivers out there. We talked about Jeff Crosby Jr. This driver and this man here usually always qualifies very well. Now, qualifying is hit or miss. Some drivers will elect to take time. Some drivers will elect not to take time. It is all a strategy call, folks. Some drivers want to be out front in hopes that all the issues will be behind them. Therefore, they can stay out front, be there at the end. Some driver strategy will be to stay in the back, steer clear of all the wrecks, and then be there at the end. Both strategies have worked out with good favor, and both strategies have worked out with not so fair of a favor. But it is a strategy nonetheless, so these drivers are going out there to put it down, still on board with the 33 as he is working his way all the way around. Going down the backstretch now, the super stretch here at Daytona. Gabe Butler dethrones Anthony English for that top spot right now. Butler at a 51.19, 1/100th of a second faster than Anthony English at a 51.20. Kilday slots in third. Third and fourth currently deadlocked right now between Kilday and Laurie at a 51.21. That time had to go to the 3rd or 4th decimal point to get that one out. And as Crosby Jr. comes across the line, he will be slotted in P9 at a 51.26 right now. Still a couple drivers out there qualifying. John Guerrero right now out there trying to put down his time. So he just completed his out lap. This is his one and only time lap. Yes, folks, I said one and only time lap. OP is known for one green flag qualifying lap. That's all you get. You get your out lap. Once you cross the start finish line after that out lap, that is your green flag, and you get one attempt, and that is it. As it sits right now, Gabe Butler still holding that top spot. John Guerrero right now the only car out there on that track putting down time that has not locked in time yet. Some of the other drivers electing not to qualify, as we got about 30 seconds left in qualifying. John Guerrero goes way low below that apron. This is legal in qualifying, not in race though. But he will be slotted in P9. He bumps Jeff Crosby Jr. down to P10. Number of drivers electing not to qualify right now. Some of those, Len McNeese, Logan York, which, hey, I get it. He's known for doing that anyway. He'll be up at the front soon enough. But 2, he's already got his ticket punched in the championship 4, so no harm, no foul. Rick Sanchez, Doug Johnson, Michael Pratt, Andrew Schroeder, and Kevin Freeze all electing not to take time in tonight's event. But as qualifying winds down, folks, we are going to get you your official starting grid for the Jeff Crosby Jr. at Daytona. Jeff hoping that race sponsorship gives him just a little bit of extra luck to lock himself into that championship four, but he's sitting pretty nice right now in second place, 19 points above the cut line, so should be a good one. And we're going to take a look at that official starting grid right now. Gabe Butler and Anthony English are your two front runners right now in row one. Row two, Adam Kilday and Eric Laurie, his dancing partner, to the outside of row two. Row three, Vicente Guerrero and Bubba Winningham. Solid qualifying effort by Bubba there and outside of the row three. Row four, Gary Bergeron and Dana Shepard will round out row four. And rounding out your top 10 in row five, Jean Guerrera and Jeff Crosby Jr. Row six will be Stephen Luttrell, Les Levy. Row 7 will be Harold Rothery. Nice return. Haven't seen him pull laps here in a number of weeks, so good return for the number 6 there. And Everett Lane. David Overstreet and Jimmy Reynolds will make up row 8. Row 9 will be Alex Giffen, and his dancing partner to do the tango for 70 laps will be Nathan Warren. Row 10 will be Jeff Crosby Sr., and Derek Donna will make up row 10 and your top 20 there. Row 11 will be Ron Walters, Rick Sanchez. Row 12, Andrew Schroeder and Michael Pratt. Row 13, Len McNeese, Doug Johnson. And rounding out your last row will be Kevin Freese and Logan York. That is your official starting lineup. And if you didn't hear, my partner in crime has arrived. What is going on, Jeremy? You ready for some racing action for the final race of the round of 8?
Thanks for taking up all the oxygen in here. You needed it for that, but I'm back. We back, baby. Yes, take your breather. I got it from here to the green flag. So, yes, we are excited to see the second round of the round of 8. I'm glad to see some just the talk amongst the drivers. We've had a very fun, productive season there at OP amongst all their series, including this one on Wednesdays. I think Wednesdays is probably not biased or anything, but I think it's the best series just because of how clean it's been, how just the energy in the field. You get to rotate the vehicles. You get it's not just very stagnant week in and week out the same vehicle. No, it's fun, and we're gonna have some more fun here tonight. A bumpy Daytona to set this second round of 8 race here tonight, and I'm surprised to see some of these drivers up top of the board. Some I'm not surprised. We'll see who comes out here tonight. Bumpy Daytona. You never know what's gonna happen, Dustin. You know that. I know you got your drink in. You got your breath back. And as soon as this thing goes green flag, we will once again do it like we have been doing it all season long. Since we started about 6 weeks ago. Pace car down, green flag out. This thing, Dustin, is underway.
Underway for the final race for the round of 8. And yes, 6 weeks ago, we hopped in here just to broadcast, Jeremy, just for a league that we've spent so many hours on and spent so many laps running with these drivers, and said, you know what, we'll hop in and give you a freebie just to give you guys some limelight. And lo and behold, Jeremy, it turned into something more, and we've been broadcasting every race for the remainder of the season. And I had just talked with admins, Jeremy, before the start of this one, and confirmed that Nerd TV will be your home for the Buttkicker Grand National Series for all of next season.
There you go. You didn't already know? Now you do. 11 live viewers on the YouTube side just heard that, so there's your news there. Is we're complete lap number 1, as we're barely going to see the 44 Anthony English take that lap. Of course, that's one of our top 8. I would imagine Dustin's already gone through that top 8.
I have.
We'll periodically throughout this event kind of keep you up to date on who's the top 8. And of course, Dustin's fantastic graphics on the top half of your screen. The names in gold are representing your top 8 here this evening.
Yeah, they will flash by there. But like Jeremy said, we will periodically bring up your round of 8, your 8 contenders going for that chance to punch their ticket in to the championship for Jeremy Anthony English, looking to try to capitalize off the momentum from Saturday, nabbing the Unlimited Series championship for OP. His first Unlimited Series championship that he was able to get. So momentum picking up right where it left off right now, and he's leading that bottom line. Eric Laurie up there, though, with big helps from the 6 of Bubba Winningham, trying to get something moving on that top side. Bubba a little out of sorts there. But, Jeremy, one thing that we got to talk about is what we do all the time when we come to these tracks is temperature management. These things can pop so quick when that thing starts blinking red, and it's not just water temp. You have to control water and oil depending on where you're pushing and how hard you're pushing. So you're going to see drivers poking out all the time. You're going to see drivers making moves to the high side because they have to get some clean air on the noses of those trucks.
Yeah, I really appreciate how the drivers at OP know how to manage it, but they do this as a career on the sim world. As far as it's a super speedway. That's what they live with. That's what they breathe here. They do it 3, 4, 5 times a week, all in league sessions at OP, and it amazes me how you go to a different league and you watch them run super speedways, and they swap the leader back and forth to the high side and the low side, and then they treat it as such. They don't just try to pass you and try to roughhouse you to the back. No, they kind of actively let you time to time go back and forth, top bottom. They know how to work the draft, and what that does is helps you keep the air on the pusher at second in lane, so it kind of helps the momentum of the lanes without having the massive checkups that you normally would in turn 1 and turn 3 entrants that we're all, that who race these super speedways are familiar with and know that those absolutely suck. Whenever you have to lift the throttle, lose 10 mile an hour entering the corner, and you're like, who the hell jabbed the brake? No, that's just, people lane swapping at wrong times and trying to cool off their stuff. But this league, you don't feel that, and it kind of keeps the pack nice and clean.
Yeah, as you've seen Anthony English go from the bottom up to the top, Gabe Butler had been given good pushes for about the last 3 laps to the 44. So doing what you had just talked about, Jeremy, the 44 moves to that high side and allows Gabe Butler to get some fresh air, cool that motor down, because drafting buddies do you no good if they have blown their engine, burnt their fast repair, and blown their second engine, because they're not going to be there to help push you at the end. Got to give a shout out to Dan Parent again, says let's go Dana Shepard and Derek Donna, always shouting out Dana and Derek, so excellent job. Yeah, unfortunately, they did not make the round of 8, but man, did they gave a hell of an effort, though, for sure. But talking about that, you do see Dana Shepard is up in that top 10. He is running 8th, 4th in line on the high side right now, led by Anthony English. So as we work through this, Jeremy, we will have a green flag pit stop. We know that these drivers can go green flag. The first race we broadcasted on that, Jeremy, went caution free. And you were a little surprised at that as well. I wasn't as much because I had participated in the Wednesday series, so I kind of knew what these boys could do, and they showcased it. But we will be getting a green flag pit stop before stage break at the conclusion of lap 35. So it will say lap 36 of 70 up top if we can go caution free all the way, and we will be talking to the stage winner at that point in time, Jeremy.
As you get so close to these season finales at super speedways, you would think the energy is a little higher. The anticipation of moving to the front would be a little stronger. A little more aggressive moves will be had. And, well, you might be surprised even at Bumpy Daytona with just a handful of races left in this season. You're probably going to find a pretty clean race. So, yeah, I've almost dropped the surprised factor. Just because I'm used to the Monday and Saturday series, and those have treated us well, yes, all things considered, but for a good chunk of the time, there was a lot of cautions, and then I jump onto this Wednesday broadcast, and I'm like, holy hell, these guys don't know how to wreck. It's completely different. A lot of the drivers in this field tonight do run the Monday and Saturdays, but the ones that don't do that and run only on these Wednesdays, they somehow just really mellow out the field. It creates awesome racing, and this is what OP is all about here on this Wednesday series.
Oh, I mean, and it really is. I mean, it's an excellent feel. I mean, they can completely go caution free like that. Now, last week's race, we did see a little bit more aggression out of the drivers. It was the first race of the round of 8, and we already touched base on that last week. That, drivers are trying to do like what Logan York was able to do, get the win, punch their ticket into the Champ 4, and then not have to worry about any races until you get to the Championship 4. Same thing is what I did for the Unlimited Series. I won the first race around to 8. And it helps you out. It does that. But what it does to the rest of the field is you have 25 to 35 other cats that are wanting to do the exact same thing. So aggression level kind of goes up. So last week we had a few more cautions than what we are accustomed to seeing on Wednesdays. But Jeremy, we're 10 laps in right now. We're a seventh of the way through, working lap 10 once they conclude this. A seventh of the way through this race. And we have had clean racing all the way through, a lot of give and take, a lot of space. A lot of caution has been given to it. So it is looking like we are back in typical Buttkicker Grand National Series fashion.
It doesn't feel like we've already been 10 laps. So super clean, super smooth here. Yeah, you said just a few laps left. We're going to see our first round of green flag pit stops more than likely. That's what this Wednesday series is all about here. So, oh my gosh, I don't know if Anthony English knows when he's clear, I guess. Him and Gabe Butler, I didn't know there was more than maybe 2 sheets of paper width between those two bumpers. Almost had me thinking there was going to be a huge one on lap 11, but man, that was a close call. They keep it going though. A little disorganization on the top lane as they're starting to file in toward the bottom. Only 4 or so or 5 at most on the top. They're now trying to get down as they probably have, 2 laps left?
No, I'm glad that you said that. So we have a little graphic for this, Jeremy. So, fixed setups, 45% fuel load, unlimited tires, 1 fast repair, 2 green, white checkers, and lucky dog and wave arounds are in effect. 45% fuel load, Jeremy. These drivers will be able to go about 18 laps on a tank of fuel before they need to come down to the service of their pit crew. So we are still probably 6 to 7 laps away from the start of that, give or take, depending on, again, that's all give or take, is, whoa, Everett Lane, big lane change down there, went below the yellow and had to bring it back up again. That could have been bad. But give or take on how hard these drivers are running. So drivers like Anthony English, who's been out front, breaking the air for a lot of the trucks, he's burning more fuel. So he may not be able to stretch it as much as somebody who has been sitting in the back, say like Vicente Guerrero, who's been right back there about 3rd, 4th in line on that inside. He's able to conserve and save more fuel than Anthony English is. So that's why it's always a give or take. So I'd say probably around lap 18. That's when you're really going to start seeing some of these packs start to break down and come down to the service of their virtual crew.
100% there. The top 10 all at the bottom. The guys are on the top. They're trying to just find a hole to get themselves into there. The 071, Eric Lowry, was trying. He does finally make a hole in front of the 59, Joe Guerrero, 4 at the top left over. They are going back. They're losing a ton of spots, trying to get down because they need to so desperately for that virtual Sunoco fuel. Crossing this time on lap 13. Any takers? No. It's going to go at least one more round about here. And, yeah, it's going to be happening this time. And, by the way, your top 4 are in the round of 8 right now. Then you have Jeff Crosby Jr. He's in 6th, your 5th driver. And a couple of guys in the back early on. Logan York, he came in as your points leader, Dustin. He joined the session. He's not in the race. So that's going to be your big playoff driver fallout for the round of 8. And then Nathan Warren currently sitting back in 17th place. So just kind of mid-pack driving right now.
Yeah, and Logan York didn't have to race tonight. That's the thing. He already punched his ticket in the Champ 4, and Jeremy, we got a lot of people coming down. Oh, hey. Vicente Guerrero kicked it loose, able to save it, but Jeremy, we got a big pack heading your way. Butler, English, Guerrero, Kilday, Lane, Bergeron, Laurie, Shepard, Winningham, Guerrera, Rothery, Donna, Walters, McNeese, and Johnson all coming down pit road. Jeremy, that's half the field right there, over half the field that just entered at lap 15.
Jose Guerrero in the 14 and 88. Gabe Butler on the yellow line for pit entry at 75 miles an hour. And they will get the 40-second speed penalty hold in their pit stall. So 2 drivers in that, both of which playoff drivers hit their first penalty tonight.
Yeah, and that's not what you want. And
Oh, they're 4 wide, Dustin, and pit road. Man, there's a wreck. 62 starting to catch up. Les Levy, 4 wide, too tight to get down pit road. That's going to be a penalty on the 62. And it all started with the number 8, it looks like. 8 coming in hot. Michael Pratt just overshot his entrance, collected the drivers, and we're going to take a look at that one on the new TV replay.
Yeah, and right here we're watching it. Les Levy is leading that, and actually it was a big checkup from behind, and Pratt had to split, couldn't slow it up, went down, made contact with the 62 of Les Levy. He turned down. Oh, Kevin Freeze just gets by. But what's going to happen is that's going to just block it. And, oh, Andrew Schroeder just just pile drives the 8 of Michael Pratt. And then magically Houdini's through the 62. But the damage has already been done. That's bad pit entry there. It's going to cost a number of drivers. But before that happened, Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero, we had talked about those two. Gabe Butler was sliding it sideways. It seemed like he was coming in hot. Now, we do have a competition caution, but there can only be one lucky dog. So that means that one of these drivers here, when the caution comes out, will get the lucky dog. The other one is going to have to wait and hope that a caution comes out to receive the lucky dog again. We got the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. coming down pit road as well to the service of his crew. Different colors for that man tonight, running Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. But always good to see Senior out there on the track, my man.
As Dustin works on my preview screen on Discord here, we're filing in these guys that are currently in the top 10, led by the 44, Anthony English, Adam Killidan, the 85, Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33. Those 3 are your playoff drivers leading this pack right here as they're coming up to complete lap 17 to start lap number 18. Dustin with the quick hookup, so now I can see what y'all see in real time here.
My bad.
Here we go, heading off to turn number 1. I threw you off by telling you I was going to be late. So
you did. I messed up the intro, man, the countdown to green. I did it with my face on it. I told everybody, I said, hey, I'm not usually the one that is opening this up, so this is like out of my element.
It's definitely out of your element. And, well, you've done solo by yourself. What are you talking about? I know it's not routine, but it's all good. I was stuffing wings in my face tonight. Not at home, so...
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. For wings, I'll allow it.
Absolutely. Buffalo Wild Wings, here's your shout-out of the night. The nerd's favorite choice of wing. We got one solo driver down pit road. Was this scheduled?
I don't know if this was scheduled or not. And something else too, Jeremy, that just crossed my mind on some of those pit road entries too, is pit road entry is different. So on the new layout, your pit speed commitment cone where you have to be down to pit road speed is actually against the left pit wall and then all the way out towards the far edge of pit road. For this version, the legacy version, it's narrowed down. So you have 2 yellow cones, and it only goes to the start of where the pit stalls are. It doesn't go all the way to the wall. So it's a much narrower entry, and it throws people off when they're coming in because they're so used to running the new layout of Daytona. When they get to this one here, sometimes it catches them off guard. I can tell you right now, it's caught me off guard a couple of times coming in, and I'm like, yep, not going to make that one.
Yeah, no. Even the bumps, just the bumps alone can throw you off the marks of what you're used to doing because you run a bunch of smooth tracks and then you come to this old hag, this beat up track, pre-Juan Pablo Montoya Daytona International Speedway. And you're looking at back of these 4 trucks here led by number 5, Rick Sanchez, Eric Lauer there right behind him. And, a truck paint scheme that I haven't, or a sponsor I haven't seen in a while, Pizza Hut on this thing. Shout out to Pizza Hut. And that's where I started with my working career. And 4 trucks in this pack. This is for 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th at the moment.
Yeah, they're trying to chase down that top 10 pack right now. So looking off the hood, you can see just barely that top 10 pack now is working their way down that super stretch on the back stretch. So that's those little dots in the far distance there going into turn 3. That's the top 10. That's who they're trying to chase down. And that's actually going to be the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, bringing up the tail of this pack here. So those drivers, those 4 drivers we just had there, Sanchez, Laurie, Donna, and Winningham, trying to track these guys down. Now, Jeremy, it's not a super necessity for them to track them down. For one, because we got the competition caution coming. They're going to be able to close up. They just want to maintain and not go a lap down. And I can guarantee you that Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero don't want to see that either, nor any of the other drivers that are currently not on the lead lap or at the tail end. So these next 13 to 14 laps are going to be crucial for some of these drivers that kind of want to stay in those money positions. But right now, Anthony English has been leading the way. Adam Kilday, your top 3 right now are championship contenders. Your next championship contender you won't see until Nate Warren back here. And guess what, folks? Nate Warren, it's fixed, Jeremy. He doesn't have the great ghost. I see the in and out, and everybody out there in viewer land sees the in and out scheme. So 4 drivers right now, your championship contenders, are in the top 8 as it sits. So excellent job. That also means bonus points as well if they can finish within this top 10 for stage break.
Yours did it. You got the scheme finally working. I'm proud of you, sir.
I don't know what I did.
Very, very good job. It is not nothing anymore. It's now something. I don't have him sliding into my DMs asking me to have you refresh the schemes.
Which did not work. Which did not work. We tried that. We were trying to help out our boy Nate, and it did not work. It was still the Gray Ghost last week.
The extra Gray Ghost with no sim stamp, no number, no nothing. Just a gray F-150 out there doing work into the round of 8. But we're back with the 16 in and out burger. Ford F-150. And Dustin, this is a weird scene. We're coming up to the halfway mark here in 11 and a half laps. And it is just single file and quiet through this field. So I think this is going to be a wonderful time to take our first picture and picture break. We will be back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair, now available.
And back to full screen here, lap 28, the scheduled 70 laps, halfway mark coming up here in just 7.5 laps. And the field is still very separated. The top 9 are grouped up here as your main front runners. The second group of trucks, which is only 4 of them, are 7.6 seconds back. And then check out this pack, the third pack. 32 seconds away from your race leader. And this is not just a couple trucks. No, this is 4, 5, 6, 7 trucks in line. That's 2/3 of the way from being a lap down. That is something I don't think I've ever seen at a super speedway from my time broadcasting a race. This far into a race. All green flag laps. And there's just that many trucks that far down.
Yeah, and that just goes to show, I mean, green flag pit stops are crucial. And I cannot stress that enough, are crucial when it comes to super speedway racing over here at OP. You have to have the ability to nail your pit stops and nail them good. And here comes your drivers now coming down pit road. Big group of them, all your top 10 leaders that we had just talked about, Jeremy. But you can see what one mistake on pit road, what it can do to a driver's current standings and runnings right now. You see Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero you see Gary Bergeron had issues with his. That's exactly what we were talking about. He was in that pack. He will no longer be in that pack, as he is going to be now probably falling back to that pack that was being led by Sanchez. So again, this is what is tough, is nailing every aspect. It's not just the part of, whoa, big tire spin out of the 5 of Sanchez. And Jeremy, he's going to get a black flag on that one. That is an unsafe pit exit because he merged above the yellow before the pit exit cone, which is out of the exit of turn 2.
Yep, that is indeed a black flag, which after he crosses that blue cone on the back straightaway, about right now, the iRacing marshalling system is, giving him the black flag. And if he had an iRacing iFlag unit hooked up to his system right now, it's also displaying that black flag. And why not bump draft Derek Donna midway down turn 3 when you got a black flag? You know, things will be happening here at Daytona. He's not coming on pit road. Now that's a choice. You're not even up to speed yet. You would think coming down pit road earlier would be the better one, but now he's going to get up to speed and still has to bring it back down in 2 laps, 3 laps at most. And this man's DQ'd if he doesn't. So, got to come down here, Rick.
Yeah, Kevin Freese coming back down pit road again as well. So he was just on pit road with that top 10 group that we had, and he come back down pit road to the service of his crew as well. Anthony English still being shown as the race leader as they are catching traffic right now that's on the tail end of the lead lap. Vicente Guerrero, the 14 truck right in front of him, is at the tail end of the lead lap as they now work their way around Rothery and Levy. Now those two are a lap down as it sits. Vicente Guerrero still at the tail end of the lead lap right now as they're working their way around off of the corner. But that is looking to change. Contact made. Derek Dana Shepard goes around. Caution flies. That was hard impact.
Don Parent on YouTube, do not watch. Do not watch. Turn your head. 43, right? Before stage in. Does in stage. Anthony English will be your stage winner. Virtue of under 5 laps to go before stage is over. And maybe the 14. We'll have to find out. It could be the 14. We'll see. It's a really close battle right here. I think the 44 has a slingshot on the outside. So it should be locked in as the 44. But there's the contact. 43 moves down a little bit into Kilday's door panel. The trucks react. They recorrect. It goes back into one another. And then it shifts the 43
Crosby! Wow! Yeah. That sudden change that he did. My goodness, he missed that wreck so close. We're going to have to go back and watch that one.
Crosby got Crosby. Here we go. On board. And And there's the contact, there's the contact, there's the bump, and just got crossed over, whip it down low. Good heads up by Crosby there, and off he goes.
Yeah, that could have been so much worse, but no, like you said, as he gets in the wall a little bit too there. But like you said, Anthony English will be your stage winner for this, as that will be stage break. We'll let them come down to the service of their virtual pit crew, do what they need to before we drag Anthony English up here. Again, your current season Unlimited Series, Buttkicker Unlimited Series champion from Saturday night. Starting off trying to get into the Champ 4 tonight, Jeremy, with a stage win in the Grand National Series.
Yeah, there it is. He is your stage winner. This man has been winning a lot recently. I know you guys had a hard battle throughout the playoffs on Saturday. He got his first trophy, I think, ever in the Saturday Series.
Correct.
We've seen him win just a lot of stages. It just got that magical touch at Super Speedway. This man knows what he's doing, and it never fails. And it never fails to not stop amazing me how well he's able to perform. And we'll talk to him here in just the next couple seconds. We'll let him get caught back up to the field so we don't have him, make any mistakes getting there. And then that man on your screen, you'll be hearing his voice here real shortly. Let me just confirm he is in Discord, because sometimes these guys don't do that for us. But,
I do believe he is.
He is in Team Channel 8, which is the most prolific channel in this Discord, guys. Team 8.
It is the hopping place. It's hopping.
Yeah. It is the campfire. It is the water cooler in the office. It's where you make the coffee. And he's caught up, Dustin. See, we're gonna grab this guy in the 44, and we're gonna grab him by the collar, and we're gonna throw him right into the AKA the pleasure room, the broadcast room. Mr. Anthony English, winner of stage. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Definitely need it.
Does winning get old?
Never.
Never gets old. You win all the stages we broadcast. You just got a championship. You're looking to do a second championship here. You're winning stages like everyone else is just sitting still, man. So what are you gonna do for this one to pick up another checker flag?
Oh man, well, I pretty much almost have to win it. I'm so far down in points after the first race that I don't really see light in the end of the tunnel. Even with the 10 points here, it's still going to make it almost impossible to have enough positions to end up getting in without winning, at least without a little bit of luck. So I think I'm in a must-win situation.
All right. Well, we got one to go here. We'll get you back down here in just a second. Just to recap on the points. Yeah, you're not out of it. You're in the round of 8, of course, and you're in 5th place. And you're 16 points out. 16 points. So it's not terribly, that far out. So, but Gabe Butler's a strong contender. So, I wish you the best of luck, man. Do what you got to do, and maybe we'll talk to you here in the next half hour or so.
All right, gonna give her my all, man, and hopefully we do talk again later. If we don't talk again later, I'm definitely not advancing.
All right, 10-4 on that, dude.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
You too. And back to the infamous teammate channel, where everyone hangs out at, even after the race. Campfire session.
This man says he needs a little bit of luck. This guy has seen more checkered flags this season in OP than a lot of the other drivers. I do believe one of the series, and it might have been the Unlimited. I believe he had 5 or 6 wins. And this man says he needs a little bit of luck. Jeremy, I need just like an ounce of the luck that this man doesn't have, and I might have finished a little bit better on this past Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, you also needed a teammate that knows how to stick to the teammate's bumper, and I will continue to not live that one down. You're not calling me out. I'm calling myself out on it.
Yeah, I never stated that. Never stated that. That was you, my man.
You don't want to, but I will. and I'm going to continue to shoot myself in the foot till all my toes are gone. But here we go. Green flag is back out. Stage 2 underway. And, oh, never mind. We've got a wreck in the front stretch. Les Levy, Vince Guerrero, and Andrew Schroeder. 3 cars looping it around. You see the 14 kicking up a lot of dirt in front of the pace car. That's not very nice of you. And quick caution, Dustin. We didn't make turn 1.
No, didn't make turn 1 at all. I think this was a botched start. I think there was a stack up that took place. Everybody took off. Oh, there was right there, and you see everybody go, and you see Schroeder has to get on the binders not to completely take out the 33, and then gets hit from behind by the was at the 59 of John Guerrero, ended up getting into that, and then Les Levy and Vicente Guerrero as everybody's trying to get back in line, make contact. So yeah, that looked like a botched start, Jeremy, and it was further up than even the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. That was up around the 6 of Rothery by the looks of it.
No, it's actually the 388 Douglas Johnson. This guy was lagging back. He was already lagging before the green flag.
Oh, he was.
And then the green flag comes out, and he just says, I'm going to start this thing in 3rd gear, basically. And then everybody else, crashing all behind him. So, caution by Douglas Johnson.
Yeah, a lot of space left by the 388 there. And that just stacked everybody up. And Jeremy, that very well could have been. I mean, he could have been in the wrong gear. I mean, it may not seem like much, but if you start in 3rd gear and all the competitors behind you who might remember, folks, they cannot switch lanes until the start finish line. They are gridlocked there until their truck crosses the start finish line. If they all start in 2nd gear and a driver starts in 3rd, they're going to have more pickup and more get up, more acceleration than that other driver. And then when they realize, oh crap, this driver's not going, they have literally split seconds, not even a full second, to try to make a decision on what to do. And that's what leads to our stack ups like that. And unfortunately, drivers like the 48 of Andrew Schroeder, 62 of Les Levy, and the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, who just got back around and is no longer on the tail end of the lead lap, they all got caught up, and it was no place to go.
No, that was the worst time you're going to make a mistake is when everyone is literally all around you. And thankfully, a lot of the side-by-sideness wasn't there. It was all single file from that point back. So only 4 drivers really that got spun out or tossed around. But there's a lot of trucks with nose and rear end damage because that domino effect went back, 4, 5, 6 trucks in total. So a little bit of a domino effect there to start off stage 2. Maybe we'll have a much better start this time around. On this one, just a couple more laps.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much, Jeremy. It's we've had that happen on the initial start, firing the engines up and rolling off on the initial pace lap, and drivers, the driver in front of you will start taking off, but the driver in front of them didn't, so then they have to slam the brakes on. And you'd be surprised at what the front nose damage will do with this newer damage model that iRacing rolled out some time ago. It's hit or miss at times. Sometimes you can take a good lick on the front nose like that, and the truck is virtually unharmed. Other times you can take what seems like the same hit on the front nose. And Jeremy, when you come down to the service of your virtual pit crew, you're looking at 6.5, 7 minutes of optional repairs that have to be done, and it greatly affects these trucks in any vehicle when you're at a super speedway like that, when it's so draft dependent.
Just a lot. The rear doesn't matter because as long as the spoiler's in the air, you're good. Because the hit box on the rear of the truck will take care of you as far as bumper contact. Now the nose, that's different. Your hit box stays the same, but the aerodynamics are drastically affected, and you need to keep that thing in its best shape as you possibly can. I've seen a lot of drivers coming down the second time. This is just in topping off their virtual fuel. Very, very normal situation here is we're going to go 1 to green, which will put us on lap 39 now, restarting on lap 40, so it'll be 36 laps to go at the line.
Yeah, and as we take a look, the 62 of Les Levy will get your Lucky Dog Award, Icon Apparel Company. Go get yourself a lap back. Visit iconapparelcompany.com for all your apparel needs as Les gets himself closer to contention again. And Jeremy, one of the longest running members of OP is on your screen right now. Les Levy has been here for more seasons than I can probably count because I tend to fumble on the maths quite often. Yes, I said maths, plural. But yes, Les Levy has seen this league from the start and through all of its progression. Still one of the longest running members of OP Racing. So it's always good to see him racing and in contention, and always good to see him get that lucky dog to get him closer.
Yeah, no. Very true there. Very, very true comment. As we're stacking them up here, it looks like we're going to have 5 trucks on the top before everyone else goes single file on the back there to set off this third start of tonight's race. And we'll see who can start through the gears. Does Douglas Johnson have the right gear selected this time? This will be a true answer here. And let's go. Let's see what we can do. This is going to be a fun, exciting one. I'm expecting a lot of clean, good, hard battling. And at the very end, expect chaos as everyone's trying to get themselves into that championship race in just a few weeks. And here we go. Green flag is out.
Green flag is out. You heard it from Anthony English on his interview for the stage win. He is going to need a win to punch his ticket. This series, just like every other Super Speedway series for OP, is a win and in. It guarantees you a spot in the next stage of the playoffs, which, Jeremy, we only have one, and that's the Championship 4. So a win tonight will lock one of these playoff drivers in, guaranteed, meaning the final 2 will have to come by virtue of points.
That's right. Absolutely. 2 will be in by points. As we're bumpy through turn 4 here onto the front straightaway to complete lap 40. It's going to be the 44, the 17 at the line. Anthony English by 7/1000ths. Now we're going 3 wide here, entering turn number 1, and it looks like the number 5. Oh, there we go.
Gabe. And he saves it.
Gabe.
What a save by Gabe Butler.
Sanchez almost got dumped by Gabe, and then Gabe almost got wrecked. That was an impressive little scenario that both drivers saved it, and they stayed 3 wide.
Yeah, Sanchez still giving it everything he has. And Jeremy, this track here is tougher on that high side. You see a lot of the drivers on the low line, because those corners are bumpy, they don't really grip and go all the way down to the paint, down to that yellow line. They will run about a half a truck width higher through the corners, which means the second lane has to run higher not to make contact, which means there's not as much room on that third lane on this track. But yeah, that was a near miss. Gabe Butler, or Sanchez, got in the wall. Butler had no time to check up, got in the back. Sanchez was able to save it. Gabe Butler almost got turned by the 388 coming down onto the 388, but was able to save it. So, woo, man, when I tell you these boys know how to race these tracks, ladies and gents, nerds of all ages, these boys know how to race these tracks. These are probably some of the best super speedway plate racing drivers that you have seen on a televised broadcast.
That exhale sound effect you just did is probably what Gabe Butler and Rick Sanchez said to themselves after almost getting dumped in front half of the field 1.5 laps ago, 3 wide and 5. Remember, he was left out to dry when Gabe almost crashed. He did partly this by himself, crawling through to the front on the outside lane, and now he's got a couple trucks in assistance. And he's still hanging on in the top 5 as he's going to drop down. He does. He wants to. He will complete the drop down. He's going to follow the 44 now in turns 3 and 4. We got a truck wreck in the back hard of the outside wall. Nate Warren, one of your playoff drivers, no rear end, slams to the wall. We have more continue to file in here. I think Gabe Butler hit the wall. Douglas Johnson hits the wall. There's about 5 or 6 trucks involved in this one. The 4th caution happening on lap 43.
Yeah, and that one has championship implications on this. We're going to take a look, and it looks like just slight contact between the 16 and the 59. That's Nate Warren in the 16, John Guerrero in the 59. And then just by virtue of the trucks trying to get straightened out, it pushes right up the track and right into the wall. Douglas Johnson gets a piece of that. You've seen the backfire coming out of the 88 of Gabe Butler as he tries to get around. Big time wrecks. And yes, Gabe Butler gets a piece of that too as Douglas Johnson comes back up and clips the left rear of Gabe Butler. But Jeremy, he looks like he was able to save it, mow a little grass there, kick a little dirt up, and it looks like he was able to drive away from that. So Gabe Butler might have lucked out for the second time in tonight's race.
Yeah, absolutely. He almost got dumped just a handful laps ago. And then this one, he's going to escape out of this thing. As we're looking at, we got our senior lawn maintenance correspondent, the number 6, Harold Rothery, going.
No, that's
right
Bubba. That's
triangle.
Bubba Winningham.
Wait, I thought it said 6.
It does. It says 6 on the side of the truck, but he's 66 on the pylon. It's Bubba Winningham. Anytime you see that ChevyLand.com, you know that it's Bubba Winningham.
You can't read it. Whoever painted it, you can't put black and then dark blue text.
Can you read it now?
There we go.
Just for you, Jeremy. Just for you.
Our Verizon / T-Mobile. Are you there yet? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good, yeah, I can see it. There we go. That's impressive, though. But yeah, no. So you're right. It was the 66, not the 6, of Bubba Winningham. Caution down here. I'm going to do a shout out here to another one of our partners. Allow us to do this every Wednesday night and every race that we broadcast, really, here on Nerd TV. You did the first shout out. I appreciate you for doing my job again tonight. That's twice now.
I got you, boo-boo. I got you.
He's got me. I take time off, and he's giving me credit. Look at this guy. The Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. I'm probably going to go there after this race is over. I need to buy a couple things nerdy myself. So DustyPete's.com. You got 1,000 comic books to choose from. You got all the collectible trading cards. You got action figures. You just anything. You probably got Funko Pops. He's got NASCAR diecast. I could spoil it more, but you should go check out that website yourselves. No, they don't have underground track scenes like that, though. That's an exclusive thing to Nerditudes. But DustyPete's.com today. When you do purchase, we have that code, SuperNerd. When you put something in your cart that's worth $20 or more, you're going to save 15%.
Absolutely. Always got to shout out our boy Dustin Sorber and his family over there at Dusty Pete's. They have supported the nerds for some time now. We support them. We even get on in game and have some fun. So always good to. That's one thing about Nerditudes, Jeremy, and all of our partners and supporters. We're one big family. We do everything we can to try to promote their services or products, and they do the very same to us. And we've really put together a very nice, close-knit community that does, it does have a lot of individuals built into that. Icon Apparel, iRacing, iFlag, Admin Box, Victory Fuel, Race EPI, Brez Coffee Company. We talked about Dusty Pete's, Spring Fever as well. Oakley. I mean, it's such a huge family, and we do everything we can, and we appreciate each and every one of them, just like we appreciate each and every one of the viewers out there and everybody that follows and likes and subscribes. That just helps us bring better content to you guys. So for all of us here at the Nerds, to all of you guys, partners or fans, much love and respect.
I was going to almost laugh if you just said, thank you. But no, that's not how Dustin does it.
That's not how I roll. It's not how I roll.
That's not how he rolls at all. You know what? How we don't usually roll with is the fact that we've had -2 comments from Dan Parent there on YouTube. We've had no comment. I've been waiting for someone to talk, not my brother, to
not Brian.
Not Brian. So We're about to go back to green flag. We're 2/3 of this race completed, and it is quiet. There's cobwebs growing in the corner of the chat box. It is just unreal out there. So hit us up, man. Or women, whoever's on there. Let us know. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, because
Zach Rich, quickly to say, oof, sorry.
my
How
man.
dare you, Zach? How dare you?
Thank you. You stopped cobwebs from somehow growing in the corner of the chat, Zach. Much
Yes.
appreciated.
Thanks, brother. Green flag, Dustin. Here we go.
Green flag flies. Sanchez took over the race lead after a fantastic run on the high side there. He's battling the 44 of Anthony English, who is trying to punch his ticket into the championship for dead heat as they go off into turn 1. You have Stephen Luttrell pushing the 44. You have Jimmy Reynolds pushing the 5. And then right behind them, you got the 85 of Adam Kilday and the 99 of Alex Giffen. And these drivers are starting to shake and bake, Jeremy, as we have hit 24 laps to go. We got one more pit stop. They go green the rest of the way. We have one more green flag pit stop before we get to the end. As you see, Anthony English goes down. Big pushes from the 5 of Sanchez there. Almost looked like it got the 44 just a little uncomfortable there through the bumps of the corner.
Yeah, just a little bit uncomfortable. Just a touch bit. But, man, speaking of uncomfortable. man,
Alex
got a wreck right there in
Giffen,
the
yeah.
Yeah, he was left, right, and sawing the wheel like he was chopping out a tree in the backyard here on a weekend day. But it's Wednesday night. He ain't supposed to be doing that in a field going upwards of 200 miles an hour at bumpy Daytona. 23 laps to go. Inside lane preferred momentum right now as we're taking the raceepi.com and truck telemetry here. 192, 191. This is halfway through the corner. And of course, gearbox gear 4 is not going to change until we hit the next caution or pit cycle. As you're looking now at the 36, Stephen Luttrell getting that side draft a little bit off the rear spoiler of Anthony English. 22 laps to go.
22 laps to go. You see speeds of 195 mile an hour before they enter the corner, Jeremy. These guys are ripping it hardcore style. As we go drone cam, you see Anthony English changes back to the top lane, give a little bit of breathing room to the 5 there to cool that motor off. But Jeremy, a lot of space, a lot of give and take for these drivers as we're flying with the drone. A little bit of turbulence here, so not only turbulence on the track, but turbulence in the air as well.
Turbulence everywhere. And speaking of turbulence, great segue to Zach Rich saying, all good, would have been there, but the toilet has been my home. So, turbulence.
Oh, no.
In effect in the old El Baño office. As we're on the Space Panda drone camera, well, not anymore. I was late calling, I apologize. And then Dan Parent said, I yelled at the TV when Dana spanked the wall earlier. Does that count? Yeah.
I'll allow it.
I'll
I'll
count
allow
it.
it. Yep. Absolutely.
We usually give credit where credit's deserved or not deserved. We're pretty open. Oh, contact 071. Oh, Maverick Lowry almost hit the wall there. 3 wide with Kevin Freeze, Mr. Fries man himself. 3-4 trucks on the top, stacking them up momentarily as people are trying to get in on that action. 43 tried it. Dana Shepard backs it back down to the middle. 3 wide for a few rows here in the top 10.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me to see the 25 of Kevin Freeze up on that high side there. He's giving it everything he has as we go on board the spoiler cam. You want to know how close they get to this wall? Well, you'll see how close they get. Mind you, they are going simulated 194 plus mile an hour. 190 plus mile an hour in the corner, Jeremy. So these guys, they know how to rip it. They know how to get it done. And they're trying to get that top lane moving right now. Gabe Butler leading the way. Oh, contact made. That was right in front of Kevin Freeze.
No,
Freeze is going to get involved. Big time accident right now as we are seeing the carnage everywhere. Got a truck that's on his side right now just doing a 50-50 wall ride. But big time accident just took place with 20 laps to go.
And this is going to involve playoff driver Gabe Butler. Has 2 lucky streaks. The third one third time is not the charm for the 88. He's involved in this one all the way through. The truck up on the wall is the number 99, Alex Giffen. As we're already seeing him doing a 50-50 grind, driver's side down. Hate to see that. Here we go. Just Gabe leading the charge with Kevin. Does Kevin give him a bad bump?
Oh, that's what it looked like.
Kevin, you bumping Daytona, bumping in turns like this typically is not going to be a good thing to do. He risked it for the Saltine Triscuit, did not make it happen. And here we go.
Yeah, you're going to see just the ever slight contact between, well, maybe not from that angle or that angle. If I could get the right angle, we might actually see it. There you go. The slight contact right there. Just got the 88 turned down enough into the 99. 99 hard impact into the outside safer barrier wall. As he rides it around, his truck is just glued into that. Kevin Freeze had it woed down after the contact was made, but then contact between everybody behind him, that was Jeff Crosby Sr., made contact because he was getting pile drive by the 59 of John Guerrera and everybody behind them as they were trying to slow up. And it was just a chain reaction from that time, and everybody was just holding on, Jeremy.
Holding on indeed. You're going to see who's going to use the fast repair, who's going to try to repair the thing and save it for the final laps. Gabe Butler, he's sitting on pit road, so he's probably not trying to use the fast. He's going to pull out. Now, I thought
he used it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I seen that whole front clip pop right back out instantly.
I thought his right front wheel was disconnected. I wasn't sure, but that'll sign, seal, deliver that fate. Fast repair gone on the 88. As the 99, he's not doing that. His engine's blown, I think. He was unable to check that fasty repair, so Alex Giffen looks to be done from tonight's race. Kevin Freeze in the 25, he's still on pit road, so possibly trying to get that thing repaired himself. We'll see what he does, if he can get back on track before the green flag flies. But yeah, that was a heavy crash there tonight.
Oh, it was. That was probably the biggest one. I mean, as far as just sheer simulated G-force contact into the outside wall of Daytona here, that was pretty brutal. But Jeremy, I think this is a prime time right now to just work our way down the Nerd TV Top 10 recap. Right now, Anthony English leading, running P1 where he finished for the end of stage 1. Stated he needs to win this in order to secure his spot, and he is doing everything he can. He is in the right place at the right time right now with laps slowly ticking down. Rick Sanchez, P2. We've seen this man almost lose it after getting into the wall and save it, along with Gabe Butler. Obviously not the last incident that we just seen, but it was a number of laps before that, but has gotten that high side rocking very well, got himself up to the lead after that caution through virtue of pit stops before this most recent one. Been running very well. You see he will be starting on the inside row as Anthony English is electing the outside. Jimmy Reynolds, P3, been very quiet, but has been up in the front, knows how to get it done, has been putting his truck in the right spot. Not a playoff driver, but looking to see if he can't come up here and get a race win or maybe help out some of his playoff buddies. Adam Kilday, another playoff driver, will be starting right behind the 44th by virtue of the 44 choosing the high side. Running clean all race long, putting himself in a good position right now with playoffs. Stephen Luttrell will be starting P5, has been up in that top 10, Jeremy, quite a bit. We've seen a lot of action of him side drafting, trying to go for the lead, battling Anthony English, putting himself in good spot. Not a playoff driver, but in it for the glory, for the win. Dana Shepard, we've seen him get involved in an incident a few cautions back where he took a hard lick to the outside wall as well, but was able to use the fast repair, get back out, and he has locked himself solidly in the top 10. Vicente Guerrero, P7 right now. We've seen him at the tail end of the lead lap with Gabe Butler fighting to stay on there. Playoff driver was able to do so by virtue of the stage break caution. Got himself back in position. Now finds himself in the right position in the top 10 to try to strike for playoff points. Bubba Winningham, we seen him dodge that big wreck that took place as he was mowing the inside lawn with the Chevyland.com Chevrolet that Jeremy couldn't read but can read now. Been running very good, solidly in the top 10 and 8th. Gary Bergeron in 9th. We seen him have struggles on pit road, but through virtue of the stage and cautions, able to maintain inside that top 10. And Gabe Butler got that fast repair. He's looking to rip it right now, has been in the top 10 most of the night, Jeremy. And that's your Nerd TV top 10 as we go green flag racing.
Justin bringing it down from the top 10 right to the green flag. Well timed like the professional that he is. That's what 300 plus broadcasts look like. Here we go with 16 laps remaining in the Jeff Crosby Jr. at Daytona. Thank you, Jeff Crosby, for your sponsorship money here tonight. Allows us to do this for y'all as well as our partners. Once again, thank you, everybody. But here we go. Back straight away on this opening restart here. Green flag flying for the 5th time this evening. A 44 leading the charge on the top here. Great shove by Kilday. Double clears. Oh my, I can't believe they know exactly where the bumper's at. I thought he was going to wreck off Rick Sanchez's front bumper. Does not. 3 at the bottom, single file. And the next 4 rows are going to be 2 by 2 by 2. 15 laps to go.
Yeah, excellent double clear by English and Kilday on that one there. Now, Jeremy, if this was a perfect race and a perfect moment, if both Kilday and English were trying to lock both of themselves into the race, a race win by English would punch his ticket. Kilday should be able to, if he finishes second, punch his ticket in by virtue of points. So strategy already heavy right now is drivers are doing everything they can to get something done.
Are they trying it? They're going to have to try it. They're just outside that field window, by the way. I don't think they can make it. So they have to pit. Most of these guys are probably going to run it to the very end. But you might see a surprise few take it within, I'd say, 4 laps or so. Just a really short cut up, put themselves in their own little group so they're safe. They go single file. That means they're not getting slowed down by the outside draft when you go side by side. And so differences in strategy will definitely play a factor on who wins this race here this evening.
Oh, and it definitely will. And to bring you guys up to snuff a little bit, on the right side of your screen is your championship contenders. We already talked about English and Kilday. They are currently running 1 and 2 on that inside line. Crosby Jr., though, not having the race that he was wanting. Currently slotted back in P22, 21st now as he's side by side. Oh, contact made, and that's going to take out Dana Shepard and Anthony English on that one. Big time hit on that. No caution as it sits right now, and that is going to be unsafe pit entry. There's the caution that finally flies. What just happened?
Yep, so admin caution thrown for multiple trucks involved in the wreck. That is within the outside limits of 10 laps to go. And Nerd TV Rewind, it's got it here. Did the 43 just come down, or was he tagged by the back? Probably a bad bump. Oh, yeah, he got shipped.
Oh, yeah, bad. That he just got shipped there. Bubba Winningham gave a bump in the 43 of Dana. Shepard just, the truck did not like that. Cut right across Anthony English. Anthony locks it up there, brings it down. The bad thing is, Jeremy, is that means that both Dana Shepard and Anthony English went from leading both the inside and outside lane to all the way back to 22nd and 23rd. They got a lot of work to make up right now. That is a huge playoff hit right now for those drivers involved, and that's tough. We sit here and take a look. English had to have that win. That's what he was going for. This is going to change it now, and now everything has changed up, Jeremy. Your highest running playoff driver right now, Adam Kilday in third. You see his 85 Simability truck right down there on the bottom. Or actually, it's Gabe Butler is actually going to be the highest. They're running second and third right now. You take a look at where Nate Warren is at. Nate Warren is back in 16th. We talked about Jeff Crosby Jr. He did move himself up to 17th by virtue of that caution. He was able to gain some spots up, and probably by virtue of racing on the track as well. Vicente Guerrero, right? He was 21 points out. Vicente running P11, and Dave Hunt not in attendance tonight. So your playoff drivers all over the place right now, Jeremy, with what looks to be about 10 laps to go, 11 to 10 laps to go by the time we get the green flag.
You see him coming down pit road. This will now lock them into no more pit stops the rest of the evening to make it on fuel. That's important. I talked about maybe people shortcutting. Well, that's not going to happen. They're all on the same strategy now. Go for it. Go for the checker flags.
Well, except for these two.
Or the end. Well, there's always got to be that person. And Derek Donna's, he's going to be that person. And so there he is. He's got Lenz McNeese in the 84 right behind him. Now, the 84, looking at my scoring pylon, didn't see him initially up there in the group. I don't see that man on my scoring pylon. I'm not sure why. But either way, he's going to be riding there. Right there he is. He's in 7th. He wasn't 7th. Now he's going to be in 2nd. So they've got to be coming down pit road this time, though, right? You think maybe Derek just wanted to lead a lap just because?
At this point in time, points, they're not in it for
It
points.
don't matter.
Yeah, so it's
Right,
not going to make as big of a difference on that. But, if we take a look at the stint length, everybody just came down. And Jeremy, it looked like both McNeese and Derek Donna both came down under the previous caution. And they actually had about a lap or two fresher tires on that, which means they had a lap or two more fuel in those trucks. That might be enough with the help of the cautions to get them to cross the line and have enough fuel as long as it attempts. So this could be a strategy call that could pay off for these drivers, Jeremy, and I like this. I like drivers that are willing to risk it like this. Risk it for the biscuit.
It's a super speedway. If you know how to control the drafts, you can make it work. And if you don't, well, you're going to be shuffled like a stack of playing cards to the back. And we'll figure this out in just over one lap. As I thought Rick was maybe going back down pit road. He stays inside the top 10. We should see the pace car lights turn off about now. There they go, on cue. So, Dustin, we're going to be going restart green flag racing with 9 laps to go. Pit cycles are done. People are ready. We got 7 drivers who are really wanting to punch their way into the final round of 4 for the championship trophy. This is the race that you did your victory to get yourself into the round of 4. And you know how great that felt on your end. These guys are wanting to achieve that same feeling. And so this is not going to be a very just straightforward race. You're going to see 3 wide. You're going to see a lot of shuffling. This is going to be crazy.
Oh, and it definitely is, and I would not expect anything less, Jeremy. There's a lot riding on the race here. 9 laps to go. That means iRacing cautions only. No more admin thrown cautions. It's only when the iRacing race stewards will throw the cautions that they will come out. And you are going to see aggression levels. They're going to rise, especially for drivers like Anthony English, who after that caution's now in 22nd. He has to pass all those trucks to get back up to where he was at. Jeff Crosby Jr., 15th. Nate Warren in 16th. These drivers got to get up there. Vicente Guerrero in 9th. This is the do or die time. These drivers have to make that push. So absolutely, Jeremy, I second that. You are going to see 3 wide. You are going to see close racing. And ladies, gentlemen, nerds of all ages, high chance that we might see another caution just by virtue of what this race is setting up. The championship implications are so high and on such a high magnitude, it is unbelievable.
Everyone is antsy. This thing's about to fire off. Who's going to make it into the championship 4? Is it going to be by a win? Pedals at the ready. Green flag is underway here for the Jeff Crosby Jr. at Daytona. 9 laps to go. Right now, Derek Donna, Lenz McNeese, not someone that you see in the front typically. They're going to lead this inside and outside lanes. Going through turn 1. Can they hold on? Do they get shuffled back? We're going to find out.
Yeah, Derek Donna maintaining and controlling that inside lane. Big pushes from the 88 of Gabe Butler there. Len McNeese trying to get a run built up on that middle lane, which is currently the outside. But, ladies and gentlemen, it will not stay the outside lane. That third lane is already coming in. You see Gary Bergeron up there right now, already getting big pushes. Well, was getting big pushes. That fell off. But Anthony English and company coming on that high side. Did not figure it was going to take long. That was also Jeff Crosby Jr. These drivers trying. Len McNeese does clear. Derek Donna drops down to the inside lane. That leaves Bubba Winningham leading that middle pack.
There we go. 66, 5, 17, 36, 24. Those numbers lead the top lane here. 3 wide mid pack. Here comes Anthony English, a part of that caution, that last caution we had. Him and the other truck, I forget off the top of my head, slid down. That was 34.
Dana Shepard.
Dana Shepard, 43. He was in the far back. And look at him. Anthony knows how to do the draft right. He's going to take Nathan Warren with him to the front inside the top 10. Third lane, only 2 drivers currently there. Coming out the line, 7 laps remaining.
7 laps remaining. That high side is building up some momentum now. Anthony English giving big pushes to the 16 and 8 Warren. A little bit of a wall scrub. But, Jeremy, they are almost neck and neck with the front 2 runners of Len McNeese and Bubba Winningham right now. They got more draft help coming up there to help them out. That's Luttrell jumping up there. Bergeron up there. They now have 4 trucks on there. Jeremy, this is the run they need. 7 laps to go. 3 wide at bumpy Daytona. Playoff implications loom in the future right now. You have at least 3 to 4 playoff drivers under a blanket as they are getting super close.
Man, I thought Derek Donna was going for a ride in the front. Somehow these guys aren't wrecking just yet. They're beating and banging. This is already getting crazy. This whole field. Look at the 44. Where did he come from? He was following the 16. And now he's going to take the lead just like that in less than 5 laps. He's going to go from the back to the front. 3 wide, all across, contact. Halfway down the back straightaway. Derek Donna, sawing on the wheel. Keeps it going straight. This is insane out here right now with 5.5 laps remaining.
Yeah, 22nd to first in 5 laps. Not even that, Jeremy. 3 laps, taking notes and taking names just like Dale Sr. did. 17th to first in 5 laps. But, Anthony English,
no.
big time push there from Bubba. He saves it, but look at the carnage behind, folks. This is the big one. This took out literally 3/4 to 4/5 of the field in one foul swoop there. And Jeremy, it looked like it started from an uncomfortable bump on that middle lane from Bubba Winningham to the 44. But Anthony was able to save it, but not everybody else was.
And that's the big one. That is a big one right there. Holy cow.
And there we go. There's my soundboard effect of the night. And man, this started off as a almost brilliant save, turns into complete calamity on the front straightaway of Daytona. Rick Sanchez, upside down turtle, engine blown up. His night's done. Quite a few others' engines are expired. There's the hook. That's the second bad bump from Bubba Winningham tonight. It's going to affect this time the 44.
And everybody had to check up. That's what caused it. When the 44 saved it, that top line had to check up, then they started going down the slopes, and everybody behind just completely obliterated. I mean, just mass chaos. Len McNeese, you got Luttrell's in there, Bergeron's in there, Laurie's in there, Guerrero's in there. You see Jimmy Reynolds is in there, Derek Donna's in there. You see Everett Lane is in there as well. The 43 of Dana Shepard spinning low. Crosby Sr. is involved in that one. You see the 10 of Ron Walters involved. Andrew Schroeder is involved as well, Jeremy. Looks like Les Levy also got a piece of it as well further back. I mean, this took out a lot of trucks.
Yeah, look, there's 10 plus on the, just on your screen that have damaged, flipped over, wrecked. You name it, they're scattered all over the place like someone just turned on the light and roaches just left the scene, all scattered across the back half of the front straightaway of this track. And just a random side comment, Mr. Brian Fine in the chats. Welcome, Mr. Brian Fine. Long time no talk. Good to see you joining us here on our TV late in the going here.
We miss you guys too. We miss you
Yeah.
guys too, for sure.
Absolutely. And you just joined in to watch the biggest OP Grand National Series wreck I think this series has had to date ever. Just massive wreck. And let's make note, the guy who possibly caused that bad bump, look where he's at. Right behind the pace car. Just, I was waiting for a EOL of some kind, but, here we are. We're sitting here with the 66, the 44, 16, 88, 85. By the way, 4 of those 5 drivers are in your top 8, looking to punch their way into the race. Anthony English, Nathan Warren, Gabe Butler, Adam Kilday, and just 2 spots back of that, Jeff Crosby Jr. All these guys very much in
And Vicente
contention
Guerrero
to win this race. And Vicente, he's a couple spots behind that and sitting P10. Don't count him out.
Yeah, so if you look at it the way it sits now, Jeremy, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of your playoff drivers in the top 8. 6. That means any one of those 6 drivers, if they can get the win tonight, they punch their ticket. They are in striking distance. They have put themselves in that spot right now. They have worked their way through the massive big one, Jeremy, and I agree that's probably one of the biggest wrecks that I have either been a part of or witnessed in a broadcast in OP. I know they've had bigger ones. There was talks in Discord about that, about the biggest wreck in OP history, but that one there definitely ranks at least decently high on that list. It's not going to be the biggest one, but that affected a lot of drivers, and that jumbled the standings up big time right now. But look where it put your playoff drivers when it counts.
It's going to put them right there into their first or second green, white, checkered attempts. Get 2 of them. This is the first one. Pace car lights out, 1 lap to go. Your top 5. Bubba Winningham, Anthony English, Nathan Warren, Gabe Butler, Adam Kilday. This is going to get fun. We already expected that chaos to happen, and boy, did it become chaotic. As soon as that green flag dropped, things were happening in a hurry, 3 wide all over the map. I expect this finish to be the same way even after a bunch of wrecked trucks just got taken out of tonight's Jeff Crosby Jr. at Daytona. As you see in the top right side of your screen, there's your visual of who is in the top 5. My lonesome Ford friend, Nathan, you got this, buddy.
Jeremy always repping and supporting the Ford boys. Yeah, that is a very lonesome Ford in a sea of Chevys right now. And that always takes me back to when I ran the Nerdimus Prime truck, and Anthony English says, I can't believe I have to push a Ford. And I said, well, good news. You're not pushing a Ford. You're pushing an Autobot. So that's, yeah, there's always good fun and good joking around here. But, Jeremy, one thing that's not going to be joking around, these boys are putting their serious pants on right now, and they're about ready to start kicking it. We are having a green-white checkered. Everything is out the window at this point in time, Jeremy. It's all for nothing. It's all to get those checkered flags, to get that win, to lock yourself into the championship 4. Anthony English on the inside. Bubba electing to take the outside. That's leader's choice. That's going to put Nate Warren pushing the 44, and those two worked very well together on the high side to put them in this position, Jeremy. Can it pay off?
The YouTube viewers know what's up, too, as you go from 13 to 20 viewers for this final part of the race. Green flag is out. 2 laps from... Oh, big wreck already. If you thought
wow,
the first one was big, we're going to match it almost. This is insane. I said on the top of the broadcast when I came in, quote, these guys don't know how to wreck. And, well, boy, are they proving me wrong here tonight late in the going. Another back-to-back huge one on the front straightaway.
Yeah, and this one, I don't know if this was a stack up or not. Yeah, you see backfire, flames coming everywhere. I mean, these
Oh.
drivers were already stacking it up, but they were already wrecking
no.
it further up.
Oh, Dustin. Yep. Remember the last big stack up there on a restart was by the 388? Well, we're gonna go back to back.
Oh,
388. Yeah, we're not gonna hit the gas pedal again.
Oh no, Vicente Guerrero, championship contender, Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, all involved in that. We just talked about those drivers being in the positions. He's going to collect Jimmy Reynolds coming down. You see Bergeron getting collected, Alex Giffen getting collected. Looks like Les Levy's going to get a piece of it. He sure does. Vicente Guerrero gets another piece. You see Len McNeese up there after wall scraping it. Big time implications here as they're all over the place. They're wrecking going down. That's Michael Pratt down there after Les Levy hit it. Ron Walters in the 10. I mean, you see the 215. Derek Donna's involved in that one as well. Just no place to go. Even if you try to stop, you're still getting pushed into trucks.
Man, you got to keep the 388 on pit road. I think those two restarts that he has not pressed the gas pedal has caused, I think, at least 15 to 20 trucks of damage worthiness in this race. So things are mattering. It is playoff season. We are trying to figure out who our top 4 is for the final race, and it's all being determined by a failed restart attempt. I don't like to see it, but this is part of super speed racing sometimes. But it's just a pattern I don't want to see continue. And we're going to restack them back up here. This is our final green, white, checkered attempt. Once we go green flag, it is 2 laps, and then we're done. So we'll see what this restart looks like. Hopefully we get green flag. But huge wrecks back-to-back to end this one.
Yeah, like you said, last green, white, checkered attempt for the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series presented by Icon Apparel Company. Next flag will end the race, whether it's a caution flag or a white flag. Yes, I know the checkered flag is one that actually ends the race, but if these drivers can make it around one lap and the leader crosses the line on the white flag, that's it. Then we will get a checkered flag. So in that case, either the white flag or the caution flag will end this race. We're hoping it's going to be the white flag. We want to see these boys race it out. And I tell you, Anthony English in that 44 definitely wants to see it raced out to the end because he wants every opportunity he can to try to get up there to get the win. We still have championship contenders up there even through the carnage that was there. We already talked about Anthony English is up there running P2. Gabe Butler is P3. Nathan Warren in P4. Jeff Crosby Jr. P5. Adam Kilday P6. Vicente Guerrero still there in the top 10 in P9. So, Jeremy, anything can happen with the way that some of these restarts have been going. And the last 2 huge wrecks that we have seen, we can see somebody come from 9th to win it. Vicente Guerrero is not out of it. Jeremy, we were calling the race for the Global Racing League Truck Series at Talladega just this past Sunday, and we seen somebody cross the line on the white flag lap in 15th and crossed on the checkered flag in 1st. Anything can happen.
Yeah, 15th to 1st. And then the second notation, someone went from 21st to 3rd on that same final lap. So it is not over. Those guys mid-pack, you still have a fighting chance to win this race here this evening, especially with how these late wrecks have been playing out in large numbers. We're going to see Bubba Winningham again start this thing P1. The top 5, top 6 really did not change. Looking down through the field here, don't see too many changes overall, but this is it. Final green flag to fly. Dustin already said it. White or yellow will take care of the finish. And everyone, please, throttles up the ready. Let's get this thing rolling and let's keep it clean.
Yeah, Checkered Flag Motorsports on the YouTube side says back-to-back big ones. Yeah, it's not very often, even in the real world and in the sim world, and especially for the Grand National, the Buttkicker Grand National Series presented by Icon Apparel Company, do we even see a big one So to see two big ones in a final race in the round of 8 is definitely something that I did not have on my bingo card. That is for sure. Jeremy, you and I joked about having a bingo card for some of these plate races just to have fun with it. That's not one that I would have put on the bingo card. That is for sure.
Two big ones, and we're not talking about me. That is factual.
Hey, yo.
There it is. And I got a sound effect. I shouldn't be calling them out, but there we go. That's it. And we got 2 laps. Here we go. Pace car should be coming down. Who will win the Jeff Crosby Jr. at Daytona? We're going to find out. Everyone watching with. Green flag is out. It looks like a little tire spin maybe from the 66. A little checkup on the inside lane, but it's going to still keep everyone 2 by 2 by 2. You're allowed to shift lanes now. That's not a problem. One truck, Lens McNeese slow in the back. Not going to play a factor in this race, though. Through turn 1 and turn 2. Nate Warren all over the place. Oh, Jeff Crosby Jr. as well. Left and right, saw on the wheel. Not even up to speed yet. One truck to the outside. They're scattering everywhere.
Scattering everywhere. The truck to the outside is a 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. But the big race right now, Jeremy, is up front. Can they make it to the white flag? You see that inside line is lurching forward. Bubba Winningham getting big pushes from Gabe Butler. And Jeremy, in typical OP fashion, it's going to come down to the checkered flag. Final lap. Big pushes from the 16 of Nate Warren to the 44 of Anthony English. Neck and neck right now. Butler giving big pushes to the 6 of Bubba Winningham. A little bit of a drift up through the bumps through turns 1 and 2, but they maintain neck and neck off of turn 2 down the super stretch right now. You see trucks going to the outside. That's the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Contact. Jeff Crosby. That's going to take out Vicente Guerrero. He is done and out, but ladies and gentlemen, this is not over. Through 3 and 4. Who is going to get it neck and neck right now for second and third? Bubba Winningham holds it. Who is going to get it? And it's going to go down to the 6 of Bubba Winningham is going to get pushed from Butler and get the win. And carnage happens right at the end of the race.
Bubba Winningham. Gabe Butler almost was cleared. He tried going to the top, made contact, checked everybody up. And the 66 is going to win his first win at OP, from what I just heard in the chats. First official win. So, comment on the big wreck that happened about 10 laps ago. But it does not matter. The 66 is going to victory lane here with Gabe Butler second. Jeff Crosby Jr., our sponsor for tonight's race, does round out the top 3 here this evening.
Yeah, pylon scoring is a little off right now because the 66 of Bubba Winningham did blink out there coming to the line. So our scoring telemetry is having a hard time right now, but we promise you that the 66 of Bubba Winningham is your race winner tonight. First ever OP win for the 66. Burn it down. You know what? First ever OP win, man. He's never done the burnouts over here, Jeremy. I'll let that one slide. I'll let that one slide because we know this is his first win. I will let it slide. I can't speak for you. But I will let it slide.
This man took out some trucks about 10 laps ago. I don't know. We might talk about it. We might talk about it. What else does he have, though? Let's see what he can do. Let's keep the camera on him. That was intentional. That makes sense. Because now we're going to burn it down on the wall here. And parents saying, great race, great broadcasts. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Appreciate the compliment there. Love to hear that. It's 27, Dustin. We went from 13 viewers to 27 in the final 15 laps of tonight's race on the broadcast side.
They know when
Love
to tune
see
in.
That number.
They know when the action's going to get hot and heated.
They said 10:30. All right, bet. Here we go. Going to OP. Nerd TV. We're going to watch them on a Wednesday. As that's it. I think he cooked the truck. He's going to get pushed to victory lane. And here we go. Unofficial results for tonight's race. Bubba Winningham, P1, Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby. We'll talk to him at the post race. Anthony English 4th, Everett Lane 5th. Good job on your top 5, sir. 6th place, Nate Warren. 7th, Adam Kilday. 8th, Stephen Luttrell. 9th, Andrew Schroeder. 10th place, Harold Rothery. 11th, Dan Shepard. 12th place, Eric Lowry. 13th, Len McNeese. Then you got Vicente Guerrero in 14th. Jeff Crosby Sr. in 15th. Jimmy Reynolds 16th. And that's your final truck on the lead lap. 17th on back, won that banner more. It's going to be Rick Sanchez, Les Levy, Derek Donna, Michael Pratt, Ron Walters, Gary Bergeron, Douglas Johnson, Alex Giffen, Joe Guerrera, Kevin Freeze, David Overstreet, and by technicality, Logan York did show up. And he's going to take the 28th place finish. And there we are. On the chats, Elizabeth Joy saying, Bubba, way to go, 6-6. And not only is this the first win for Bubba Winningham and OP, Checkered Flag Motorsports says first ever iRacing win. Period.
My man. My
Did it on the
man.
broadcast. So Bubba has an amazing story. If he wants to tell about it, talk about it, speaking English well, he can do it. We'll see what he's got, man. We're going to go full screen. We're going to gather up the top 3, and we'll be right back. And welcome to the post-race show presented by Icon Apparel Company here and Victory Fuel. We're here to talk to our top 3 finishers here. As we got all 3 of them ready to go. First one, 3rd place, the number 33, the driver who is sponsoring tonight's event, Mr. Jeff Crosby Jr. Congrats on 3rd place, man.
What's up, guys? Thank you.
Sup? We I've been watching a lot of OP racing the past few seasons, and Dustin as well, been a part of a lot of them. And back-to-back mayhem, big, huge wrecks happened toward the very end of this race. How'd you stay clear of both of those, and how'd you get P3 tonight?
Yeah, man. Freaking, dude. These things, it's a lot of luck. You kind of just, you're aware of your surroundings, but you just kind of have to recognize it when it comes, and thankfully that second one I kind of got doored a little bit, and it wasn't that much to push me to the inside a little more, but it was good. It was kind of a weird race. We started up front and got in the back there during the caution. I got hit, which is kind of unfortunate, so I kind of had to stay in the back just in case just for playoff purposes. But yeah, it was kind of a weird race actually. I feel like there was a lot of cautions. I don't know if you guys kept track of the cautions, but it seemed like a lot.
I think the final tally was either 6 or 7. And even though you did not win, I think you're in by points. You came in this race -7 back of Logan. Of course, he was the winner of last week, so he's in. You're finishing 3rd tonight, so you're going to separate yourself from the 5th place in line. You came in plus 19 ahead of that spot. Now you're going to be like plus 25 to plus 30, somewhere in that range. So I think you're going to be okay. Well, maybe like 26 or 27. We'll see, but I think you're going to be okay. I think you just got to run a clean race next week, and you got it in. But, man, great. Congrats, man. Appreciate your sponsor, by the way, for tonight's event. That's nice of you there. And what are you going to do next week? How you got to be able to control the field and, definitely make yourself in for sure to the round of 4 final race.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been to. It's been crazy. I've been to. Dustin can contest to this, but I've been to, I don't know, 4 or 5 Final Fours here on the Wednesday nights, and I've been able to win 2 of them. Just kind of stay out of trouble, stay in the back. Stage points don't really matter in the Final Four, so toward the end there, just kind of make my run and be up in the top 10, and hopefully we'll see if we could do it again. Won last year, and it'd be really cool to go back to back. So we'll see what we could do. I'm glad you guys are hopping on board broadcast the race, and really appreciate the effort you guys do, and just really thankful to be in the Final Four again.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, we'll catch you next week, of course, and then for the final race afterwards. Have yourself a good rest tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks, buddy. See you guys.
Yes, sir. All right, move him down. I think
Jeremy.
Channel 8, probably an
Jeremy.
easy pick. Hey.
Next week is the final race, my man. This was
Is
the
it?
last. Yes, this was the last race of the round of 8.
Man, I
Yeah.
forget they run 2 races.
2 races
It's so
for the
bizarre
round
to
of
me.
8. Yes.
Everybody else does 3. Well, thank you for that correction. Is that the 2nd or 3rd correction you did for me tonight? Either way, I quit. I'm gonna go find a bridge. I won't be back. Now, our turn to bring in, talking about second. Second place, Mr. 88, Gabe Butler. Gabe, congrats on P2 tonight.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, man. You had a little unlucky streak there in this race. You got bumped in the center of a corner. You almost got turned. You saved it somehow.
Amazing
how.
save, by the way.
Really,
Amazing save.
Thank you.
You were damn near 90 degrees sideways. And then you got a little door tag, I think, afterwards. I forget what part of the track. And then one of the big wrecks took you out. You had to use a fast repair. And so what was the anxiety feeling like trying to lock yourself in, or at least going for the top 4 spot for next week, but also having no fast repairs left?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit tight. I was mad at myself because I ended up on the first pit stop. I got caught speeding. I've been having technical issues with my computer. I think I got it fixed, but every time something happens when it freezes up, I've got to reset my custom brake profile with my Huskinville pedals, and I keep forgetting to do it. I forgot to do it again tonight, but at least I didn't crash out, technically speaking anyway. But yeah, the I think it was lap somewhere in the 51 maybe, or something like that. There was when I got caught up in that big one, that was net code off of the 43. So I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Kevin was pushing me, trying to get me back up through the field, and I guess as things worked out, I guess I got lucky and was able to get up in the top 4 and get in the P2 there. So I kind of needed that because I didn't get any stage points, and I was ahead, maybe 16 points ahead of Anthony and Nathan, and they both got stage points. So those guys, I knew they had to win the race, and my goal by them was just to finish ahead of them, and hopefully one of them didn't win it. Bubba ended up winning, which was great. That's his first OP win, I understand.
I think the chat's even said his first iRacing win in general. So
Oh,
it's
well,
yeah,
jeez.
first ever.
That's
So
even better.
yeah, we're excited to talk to him here just in the next minute or two. But yeah, just going over the final numbers on the points. Looks like you are the round of 4 for next week's season finale.
Yep.
What's your plans? How you gonna approach this championship race?
I just race like I always do. Just, try and win the race. And, hopefully just maybe get a little bit of luck here and there. And we'll, as they say, see what happens. It's super speedway. You never know.
Hey, at least you got the Rex tonight and not next week, and you're still in it. So good luck
Yeah,
to you, man.
maybe I've got that out of my system.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so for your sake, dude. But any shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, just all the fellas I ran with tonight. We had a bunch of fun in there. All the wrecks aside and stuff. A good race at the end, and of course OP and their admins for putting this on. It's a blast. And you guys, Dustin, Jeremy, up in the booth. Can't wait to look at this one, fellas. It should be good. And you guys do a great broadcast. So keep up the great work, and we'll see you next week.
All right, man. Sounds good. Appreciate your time. And have at it next week. And maybe we'll be talking to you with a trophy in your hand.
I'd love that. Okay, we'll see you.
All right, man.
Cheers.
That was Gabe Butler. Now, the moment we got some viewers still on the YouTube. We're still at 19 viewers, Dustin. I think it's to talk this
They
one.
want to hear this interview, Jeremy. This interview is what they're waiting to hear. They've been waiting a long time.
I think this is probably the most exciting interview potentially. We've had championship winners in here, and we've had some fights in here, but I don't think we've had 19 post-race viewers to talk to someone. So here we go. The driver of the number 66, Bubba Whittingham. I do believe I heard correctly. This is your first ever iRacing win, period. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is on the league racing. I signed up, started iRacing about 3 years ago, and I joined OP on Saturday night 2 years ago, and joined some other OP leagues and my friends over at Checkered Flag. And I tell you what, the friendships that I've made over these last couple of years, and the patience. Oh my goodness, you guys have had so much patience with me as I've learned how to do this stuff. And the first time I ever saw an iRacing race was I was laid up in the hospital after a spinal cord injury, and I was in a rehab hospital for a month with nothing to do. And I saw NASCAR was racing iRacing, and started watching a couple of streamers, and got real interested in it, and then signed up and found some ways that I could compete out there, and in a wheelchair and stuff, and the advice I've gotten from friends, tonight, the help I got from Gabe Butler, who's a playoff driver, but he stayed behind me and pushed me to that win tonight. Anthony and Jeff, and man, there's too many names to mention that have been more than just competitors out there, but when we talk about a community of friends, and you're out there 2 or 3 nights a week for 2 or 3 hours, and you spend more time with these guys than you do with your coworkers and stuff. It's just been a pleasure, and I'm super thankful for the opportunity just to run with these guys, much less take this victory tonight.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome that you found some light when things weren't so bright. I know I heard that you got everything set up on the wheel. Your pedals, you don't have pedals because you can't use them. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a company out of Italy called 3D Wrap that does 3D printing for mods for iRacing, and they make a hand control that fits on the back of your right hand, and it's got a throttle and a brake lever on it, so I can hold the wheel and run throttle and brake with my right thumb, and you just adapt to that stuff. And then advice I've gotten from other guys that there's other guys that are with spinal cord injuries that race and everything, gotten a lot of good advice from them. And like I said, mostly here the guys here in OP have been tremendous, and several of them popped in before that last green white checkered, and they just gave me some support. It's just fun, man. I feel like a little kid. It's just a lot of fun. It feels great.
That's amazing, and that's a COVID story, Dustin. We got getting inspiration from the NASCAR boys when they couldn't go onto the racetrack. That we got inspiration from the TV on iRacing to bring them along, and Man, that's kind of cool. That's a story I've not heard yet,
And look,
positive wise. So
and a couple years down the road, and he's getting
here we
his
are.
first OP victory. Bubba, coming from me to you, I spent a lot of time on the track with you. Super happy to see that 66 in victory lane. I had to slow the truck down so Jeremy could see the Chevyland.com on it because he said he couldn't see it. But I know everybody from Chevyland going to be
true.
happy. You have a lot of fans out there. Elizabeth Joy telling you, way to go, Bubba, says hashtag Winningham strong. So
That's my daughter.
there you go. So super happy to see you in victory lane, my guy. Look forward to going out there and racing with you some more in the coming seasons. But very happy, very proud to see you in victory lane tonight.
Hey, thank you guys. It's a lot of fun. We'll go start working on that next one now here.
All right, man. Yeah, maybe we'll see you in the victory just a little more frequently now since you know how to do it. You got here once, you got the first one. That's always the hardest one, right? So
Yeah, well, it's it's funny. You get close a few times, and it's just it's just a culmination. I think how the most of the time when I don't finish a race, I just ran out of talent, as they say, and so, but like I said, a lot of support from a lot of guys out here, helping me teaching me some better ways and showing me how to do the things, and that's what it's about, And so there might be some young guy come along next time, and maybe I give him a word of advice down the road, But right now, I'm still watching you guys. I'm watching you veterans that have been out here, and just trying to do the right things, trying to improve my pit stop game, trying to improve just in all areas, and but like I said, the camaraderie and the fun, the friendships, and just with people all over the country that you would not have met otherwise if it weren't for this crazy thing we call iRacing.
yeah, isn't that factual? Me and Dustin met online in our 2003 league. So I've been working with this guy for 22 years on off
I'm
of a
sorry,
video
Jeremy.
game.
I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so sorry for me. So
That's
like
cool.
I get it. It's crazy. So yeah, man, congratulations, first ever win. That's awesome. Good to see. We've had not this many drivers ever, or just viewers on YouTube waiting for this interview because they're so excited for you, man. We're still double digits. That doesn't happen. So that speaks volumes to you and your story and whatnot. Congrats once more. Any shout outs you want to give out before we do send you off tonight?
It's the guys on my racing team. David Overstreet, Les Levy, Lynn McNeese, Alex Giffen. Gosh, I'm gonna leave out a couple names. Dusty Burkhart. The guys. Mark Mann popped in, gave me some support. Mark and Rick C. Brands, and man, here's the deal. I want to name everybody on the whole roster because that's who I appreciate, and my family. My wife and my daughter, and them, they watch these things every single time I get out there, and I know a lot of times I'm not doing a pretty race, but they stick to it, and they support me, and it's just fun. So, and thank you guys for broadcasting. Y'all are doing an incredible job, and I'm really glad y'all got out here on Wednesdays so we could have a show out here on Wednesdays.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad someone at
This
least
is
likes
why.
to listen to my voice.
This right here is why Wednesdays needed a show. Right here. The what you guys have been putting on the last 6 weeks. That's why you guys needed a broadcast.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I just a couple more names. Rick Sanchez, who through iRacing, we met through iRacing. He drove from San Antonio to Shreveport, bought a brand new Chevy truck from us up there at Chevyland. So we had lunch the other day, and Jimmy Reynolds, Alex Green, all the admins from OP. I didn't mention them by name, but anyway. And again, a lot of fun. Just going to kind of soak it up for a little while here, and then go on to bed and sleep it off.
There you go. Get back to the usual work grind there. Man, congratulations. We will see you on track next week, and maybe we'll talk to you again.
We'll see what happens. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Absolutely. You're welcome.
Take care, buddy.
You too. Bubba Winningham. First win in OP. Started this thing 3 years ago. COVID-inspired NASCAR racing on TV through the iRacing platform. And here we are, picking up our first checker flag here in the virtual world. What a cool story for a bad situation on his end.
And it really is. Got to shout out Elizabeth Joy again. She says, "That's my dad, smiley face, hashtag proud daughter." So love to see that. We love to see the support. I mean, we spend time with these crazy cats that we call friends and family from different stretches and facts of life and everything else that you build that relationship, and having the support of your family that do that, just like you do with yours, I do with mine, is awesome. And it's times and moments like this, Jeremy. We've produced over 300 shows. I mean, we've been doing this a hot minute. We've established ourselves, and I don't get surprised very often because I expect the unexpected. But it's moments like this here that really put a smile on your face when you get to not only witness a driver get their first OP win like that, but it is locked forever in history now, because now it's locked in the broadcast. It's never going away. He can go back and watch it. Anybody can go back and watch it, and it's always going to be there. And it's those moments that we love being able to, immortalize into broadcast history. That's why we do it.
There it is. Absolutely. I love the story to getting into iRacing. And, man, he's got it done now, Dustin. He knows the winning formula.
I expect
he can
more.
do it again.
He can do it. I expect more. Like
And I want to see what this controller looks like, too.
And that was information I didn't even know. And like I said, it's stuff like that is just, it's awesome to hear. Just what, he's had to overcome to get in here and be competitive. And I mean, Jeremy, you and I have been racing OP now for a number of seasons. We've raced Bubba I don't know how many times, and there was stuff that Bubba told us tonight that I didn't even know that, he had to overcome. And that gives me all the more respect for that guy. Super happy to see that he got his first OP win.
Yeah, it's quite awesome stuff there. Appreciate you guys joining in. We're still at 19 viewers. We bounced down to 13. We're back to 19, and that's after interviews. So we hit 42 viewers just a few days ago. We're hitting 20s on the post race. Where numbers are picking up. Appreciate y'all. Share our page, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff across YouTube and Facebook. And you guys, that's going to be it. Next week, tune in. Final race of the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series. Who's going to bring it home? We'll have your final four set for you next week. But I do believe it's going to be the likes of Logan York, Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, and Gabe Butler. I do believe that is the final four for next week. But we'll confirm that. You guys join in 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. You know where to find us. Guys, have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin?
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly mattered.